Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we're going over the simplest and easiest trading technique whether you're a beginner or an advanced trader in the stock market. Okay, confirmation and validation is key, and this is the number one trading technique that I want to show you guys today right here right now. Let's jump into it with stock ticker symbol AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. The other day the stock opened up back here at a red candle around $111. Okay, but before we go into where we're going to enter and where we're going to exit this stock trade in order to make a profit, we have to know the difference between confirmation and validation. Confirmation is the first green candle to close above this blue SMA line here, and validation is the first red candle to close below the blue SMA line. Okay, now this blue SMA line is our simple moving average line on the 5-day 5-minute chart. So each one of these candlesticks represents 5 minutes. Okay, so let's jump into it. First candle of the day is red. We trade pretty much sideways. Okay, you can see our blue SMA line right here. Our first green candle is this candlestick right here. It starts at $111. We jump into a trade because of the fact that this is the first green candle that opened and then closed above this blue SMA line. So that means we're in a positive uptrend. Okay, and along with that, we can use some other technicals. RSI, which shows the relative strength index, is very, very hot, which is a good thing when trading. You want it to be near the top of this moving average here, as well as volume. You can see volume is slowly increasing, giving us the opportunity to potentially take a positive trade. So with both the RSI, the volume, and confirmation, which is the first green candle above this blue SMA line, we enter into a trade. Let's say we enter into this trade at exactly $112. Okay, we enter into the trade, we let it ride up. Next candle, next candle, next candle. We have good price action, which means that the candlesticks are higher away from the simple moving average line, which means that we're in a stronger uptrend rather than when we're in a less of a stronger uptrend. They're actually hovering near or below this simple moving average. So taking this into consideration, we keep following this uptrend. Now the candlesticks start to become smaller with a decrease in volume, as you can see down here, but we still have a hot RSI and we are still well above the simple moving average line, so we stay into our trade. And then we hit here. Now this is where I would potentially take off some shares. Okay, so if I were to jump it at 112, I would say, okay, we're up about $2.50 on each share. Okay, so looking at that and taking into consideration that we had one, two, three, even a fourth candle right here do a triple top, basically meaning that we are hitting a resistance point around this 114.50, we can call it, price point. So because we had 4 candlesticks hit the top of this, we couldn't break through. This would be considered resistance, and we can actually use that for future reference and draw this line right here showing that there is resistance at around $114.40. We had multiple candlesticks get blocked there, so the stock falls down. Now we don't exit out of the trade right here just yet because we want to make sure we are confirmed that we are going to be completely out of this trade with the validation candle, which is the first red candle below the blue SMA line, which is this candle right here. So then we jump out of our trade right here, and this gives us our entry point. We take off some profit here because we see multiple areas of restriction where we aren't able to get above, which would be basically our resistance point. So we take off some shares here, and then we let it ride until we see the first validation candle, and we take off the rest of the shares here. This is the simplest and easiest way to trade in the stock market, no matter what type of stock you're looking at, using confirmation, which is the first green candle above, and validation, the first red candle below. We were able to enter into a trade and exit into a trade with a positive trade overall. And using other indicators like our RSI and our volume, we were able to take this trade to the next level and actually have a positive trade. Okay, so that's one of the many tools and tricks you can use to trade in the stock market that is 100% legit. Now, using this technique saved us because we entered here at 112 and we exited here around 114. But if we would have continued to try and hold out and say, oh, it's just a slight pullback, it may recover and move higher, I want more profits. That's when you become greedy and you overthink the easy steps and process that you learned to first enter the trade. So you undermine yourself and you take a bigger loss, because if we stayed into this trade and didn't listen to our skills and our rules, then we would have stayed in and hoped that it would have gone higher. But as you can see here, the stock stayed below this blue SMA line, lost its uptrending price action, and the stock ended up falling all the way back to basically where we started. So if we would have held out, we would have ended up with barely a break-even win. But at least here, we were able to take that $2.50 win per share here, and then completely get out of the trade here around $2 on a win. That's huge for a trade within an hour, okay? That is literally just an hour of watching this thing uptrend and stay above this blue SMA line, and you made $2 per share. Now multiply that by 10, 20, 30 shares. But you can do this with any type of stock. This is a $100 stock. You can do this same technique with a stock that is $5 and talk about gaining 50 cents to $1 per trade per hour. That is going to be an easy and simple trick for you to use anytime you see strong price action with a green candle above your blue SMA line and then the first red candle below your blue SMA line to enter and exit into a trade. And we didn't want to enter a trade too early, even though these were green candles, because there was no strong price action showing we were above this blue SMA line. But once we got the confirmation that we were above the blue SMA line, it was an easy trade until we saw our first validation candle. Now, this is only one of the many techniques you can use out there, but I highly recommend you guys hitting that subscribe button, liking this video, and following me along for more of these tutorial videos. This is just the first one of many. We're going to go through many different trading techniques and investing tools to help you become financially free. Guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below what stocks you guys are watching for this week, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.